talking about messing up monsters, but let's talk about how Capcom didn't mess up Monster Hunter. Come on now. Come on now. I be coming up with some banger intros and some banger transitions. That's why you should transition your hand over your mouse to over your screen and swiping up or down as needed to subscribe. Anyway, Monster Hunter's Wild popularity is thanks to story emphasis, immersion, and crossplay, the series producer says. So, in case y'all don't know, Monster Hunter Wilds came out recently and it is insanely successful. And apparently, this is why. I don't know. I'm not even going to pretend like I know how to pronounce that. So I'm going to just say Big T from now on. Big T spoke to Nike about Monster Hunter Wilds, and according to the producer, the biggest factors that influence the new Monster Hunter's popularity are emphasis on story, heightened immersion, citing Wilds being fully voiced, and crossplay. You know what he didn't notice? You know what he didn't say was the reason why the game succeeded? You wanna know what he didn't say? He didn't say because our game wasn't woke. He didn't say because our game politically fit the such and such agenda. He didn't say because our game was liberal leaning. He didn't say because our game was conservative leaning. He didn't say because our game was right wing. He didn't say because our game was left leaning. He didn't say because our game had feminine woman. He didn't say because our game has a male and female setting. He didn't say any of that goofy ass shit. You know what he said made the game succeed? He said good gameplay features, and a story. Good gameplay features, a good story. That's what makes a game succeed. That's what determines the quality of a game truly. Games that stand the test of the time don't adhere to, is it woke? If not, it went broke. Nobody gives a fuck. In the real world, nobody gives a fuck. You see how none of that shit came across his mind? That's really why I brought this article up. I just wanted to mention that. I wanted to point that out. That I didn't see in this headline anything about the game wasn't woke is why it succeeded. And Monster Hunter sold millions of copies. But you know, they don't pay attention to shit like that because they don't play games. They just look for games to pick on that are AA games and shit like that to call broke. To yell go woke, go broke, and seizure and spread their dumbass rhetoric. Anyway, back to this article. It might sound a bit strange, but Monster Hunter Wilds does have a surprising interest in the story and the why behind all of the monster hunting. Alongside the obvious points like cutscenes and sizable cast of characters, the low rank section of the campaign moves along at quite a pace. Yeah, I heard it's only 15 hours and it's basically a long ass tutorial compared to like what Monster Hunter, the game, the core game, is seen as really being. The story's only 15 hours, but if you know anything about the Monster Hunter franchise, those are games that easily will run you 1,000 hours. In Igan's review of Monster Hunter Wilds, they noted as much. While the trek to the first credits roll is a little shorter than you might normally expect, the intent felt like a desire to have more players get through the campaign and see higher end content, which is cool because I think it's cool for the simple fact that you want people to actually beat your game and for your game to have replayability and to have a nice little 15-hour story, but have like that be basically the tutorial and the thick of the content be after the story. That's cool because people who just want to enjoy a good story, get in, get out. I don't know how good the story is, so I'm just saying in general. But if people want to enjoy the story of Monster Hunter, they could get in, play for those 15 hours, get out, and then if they like playing still, they can keep going. That's how a game to me should be designed in consideration for people's time. If a game is 100 hours, it shouldn't be 99 hours of playability. It should be 15 hours of a main story, and then the rest of the 100 hours is just you engaging with the highly replayable or the high amounts of hidden and extra content within the game. It shouldn't be forcing you to play for 100 hours. Ubisoft, all them long for no reason trailing missions in the OG Assassin's Creed. Where, I mean, it was cool at the time, but looking back on it, all those missions where you just went through crowds of people was boring as hell in retrospect. It might be working if player numbers are anything to go by. Capcom confirmed that Monster Hunter WoW surpassed over 8 million units in 3 days, blah 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 blah. That's the end of the article. Cool. Yeah, I really wanted to bring this up to call the go woke, go broke people idiots. That's pretty much it. Again, you can read his quote or wherever it was behind here, but none of what he said had to do with go woke, go broke. I love to see it. Where's the flex bomb? Now, let's go from talking about flex bomb to a bombshell on a battlefield. Or, should I say, a bombshell about Battlefield. Because apparently, more footage from Battlefield leaked and reveals some new gameplay mechanics and animations. Now, I'm not gonna go over the footages, and I scrolled through this article just to check and see. There are some images, I'll look at them off screen, but I'm not gonna show them on screen because like I am deathly afraid of fucking copyright, because copyright on Twitch and on YouTube are bitch. By the way, go follow me on both of those platforms as well as TikTok if you got the time and you're watching this video, so I know you got the time. Anyway, one of the first things I said when this program started in the first place was that this was going to happen. It was inevitable. People don't have this type of access to games early, and they already leak stuff left and right. So giving them access like this, it'll be cool to see what the game's looking like as it shapes up from a bunch of leaked stuff, because stuff is gonna keep leaking. I'll read the summary and see if I need to read the whole article. Footage from the ongoing Battlefield Labs closed playtest period continues to appear online, offering fans a glimpse at some new mechanics coming in the franchise's next entry. Leaks show potential features like dragging down teammates, yeah I heard about that, to a safe location, dramatic sniper knockbacks, I didn't hear about that, and the ability to cling to vehicles. Wait, are we gonna be on the side of the V throwing? Yeah, I like that one, be on the side of the V like fow, fow, fow. Yo, imagine if you could hang out on the side of the Camaro and you could just bust a big ass my dumb ass almost said Glock. You could bust a big ass Desert Eagle while you're hanging on the side of a El Camaro. Bro, that shit would be fire. Some players are hoping that a full reveal to the next Battlefield will appear during the Summer Games Fest. And give me 1 second, y'all. I need to plug up this mouse because, as always, it's dying. That wireless mouse life is all fun and games. You actually gotta use the mouse wirelessly. You're supposed to do because you're mine. Now you're supposed to do because you're mine. Alright. EA's first round of its Battlefield Labs closed playtest kicked off last week. Don't give a fuck. Despite signing an NDA, niggas still leaked it. As new Battlefield leaks kept coming out, fans have been spotting a number of intriguing new gameplay mechanics. One example, started since it's off before. One example is how a Zitter user, Synth Potato, marveled at the destruction on display in one particular clip that saw a building violently and loudly crumbling to the ground. I mean, that's a typical thing for Battlefield. What's new? Will it make it so that, like, unlike the finals, I'll stop clipping through the damn walls? Because that would be an interesting thing. That would be a cool feature, not clipping through the walls. The Battlefield 6 new Zitter account also weighed in with more clips that seemed to showcase interesting new features, like the ability to drag down teammates to a safer spot for revival, or being flung back several feet by a sniper round to the chest. Oh, so when you get hit with the snipe, you actually take body recoil? I have to see how drastic it is, because that could be something that would be competitively like fucking annoying, and when you're trying to get in a good game. But for the sake of clips and memes, that could be a banger idea. I'm not gonna hold you. It could be a banger idea. Cause like for clips, imagine point blank range, you shoot somebody with a sniper and they fly all the way back and off the map. Like I said, that could be pretty fucking cool. Okay, or being flung back several feet. And a Reddit user named that person believes they've spotted a player hanging off the back of a tank in a freeze frame shot, though some believe it could be a simple enter exit animation. I I hope it's a feature where like Grand Theft Auto, you can hang on the back of whips. Let me bring this up in a new tab. Scroll down. Let me look at this. Oh yeah, I see it. It's just a simple picture. I'm not gonna show it on screen, but it don't look like no enter-exit animation. The way it's set up, it looks like it's actually mid-match. You could look up this article. The link is right there if you really want to see it that bad, but it's nothing impressive. He's just, like they said, hanging off the back of a tank. If you could actually boom while hanging off the back of a tank, like if you could hang off the back of a tank and pow that boom, that noob tube. The responses to some of these new Battlefield mechanics will certainly be interesting to see. Some fans don't believe the ability to drag down teammates will be utilized enough. There's always going to be dumbasses on every game, as the number of players contributing to matches as medics going around healing and reviving teammates is unfortunately small as always. Well, yeah, not a lot of people are going to want to be battle medics in a military man combat fantasy, because a lot of people will fucking break their arm in 16 places and be scared to go to the hospital. What the fuck makes you think they want to heal niggas on the game? Unfortunately small to begin with. That said, for players who do like playing the medics, it seems like a nifty way to pull off safer resuscitations. I think that is, yeah, resuscitations if there are no smoke grenades handy. As for the dramatic sniper knockback animation, it's important to note that it seems it can trigger even if the bullet doesn't kill the player. That's cool. So you can make a nigga body flip on Battlefield. That sounds fire. This could turn out to be a source of frustration for some fans who might not like such a harsh penalty for surviving a sniper shot. I mean, like I said, competitively that sounds ass, but clip-wise, meme-wise, that sounds fun. For the simple fact, like, bro, it's cool if you want to play a military man simulator and you get to actually simulate being a military man. Like, you shoot somebody with a sniper bullet, like, it's not going to be fun on the receiving end. But for you to shoot somebody with a sniper bullet and, like I said, they body actually flip and they on the ground talking about, I'm dying, Sergeant Johnson. Like, that would be really cool to see. I don't know. That's just me. But again, I'm not a Battlefield sweat, so I'm just going off of what sounds cool. We still have to see implementation and see how harsh the penalty is. Because like I said, is it gonna, well, not day one, but like day 100,000 or something like that. We'll see what it's like. Because like if you're shooting niggas and they flying dead ass across the map, if you're shooting somebody and they foot and they're flying to the top of a fucking building, that's not really fun. But if you're shooting them and they're just flying back and falling on the ground and maybe hitting a wall, that's cool. And it depends on if they could take damage from hitting the wall or not. It all depends. I'd have to see that one played out. But the dragging one seems cool, and the hang off the back of the whip with a noob tube one, that one seems fire. With Battlefield Labs playtest ongoing, more footage will be leaked by the NDA breaking participant. Yeah, it's bound to happen, and I'm here for it. I always want there to be new shooter games on the market that can actually give Call of Duty competition, because like, yes, there's games like the finals and stuff like that, but I feel like the finals, a lot of people played the finals while waiting for Black Ops 6, if that makes sense. They got tired of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 or whatever the last one was, and they said Black Ops 6 is what I'm gonna play until the next how the fuck did my music stop? Is my player done? Oh no, they're basically going went with the finals. I'm just playing this till Black Ops 6 came out. Black Ops 6 came out. A lot of my friends that played that got the fuck off that game. But I would like Battlefield to come back. I would like Battlefield to be competition. And I would like Battlefield to work on like day 100. Because like to expect the Battlefield game to work on day 1 is like asking Jesus to provide you with enough money to go buy a whore in a whorehouse. It is not gonna happen. But like, we can at least ask for like day 100 the game works, instead of you gotta wait 6 months. Because one thing that every Battlefield since like I think 3 has had, yeah, since like 3 has had in common is day one, they never work. A Battlefield game will never work on day one, bro. Never, ever. 1 second, y'all. I'm just fixing this link. But now that we're done talking about how naughty Battlefield games are and how they never work, let's talk about a dog. Specifically, a dog that's naughty. Specifically, Naughty Dog in relation to the Intergalactic Empire, and specifically the Prophet Heretic. Naughty Dog calls Intergalactic the Heretic Prophet a franchise. Now, they're still working on the game and they're still on the first one, but I find this interesting. Dear God, there's a lot of things I want from you. Please make this, if it is a franchise, a 3-piece and done. We don't want to see Intergalactic. If this comes out on PS5, we don't want to see Intergalactic PS6, Intergalactic Part 1 PS6, Intergalactic 2, Intergalactic 2, Intergalactic 2 PS6, Intergalactic 1, Intergalactic 1 remake, Intergalactic 1 PC port, Intergalactic Part 1 PC port remaster remake. It's like, bro, please, just give us a little 3-piece, give us a little mink, and wrap it up. I know that was a full piece, but you know, if it's really good, you might be able to stretch it to 4. But after that, wrap it up and call it a day, please. Intergalactic Heretic Prophet seems to be the first release in a potential new franchise by Naughty Dog. The game will focus on melee combat in a retro-futuristic world set 2,000 years in the future. Naughty Dog's acknowledgement hints at potential sequels and other media adaptations for Intergalactic. Yeah, I'll read a little bit more. While details on Naughty Dog's Intergalactic remain scarce, a new job listing seems to confirm that the game is being developed as a franchise rather than a standalone title. Well, yeah, of course, unless the shit completely flops all the way as hard as possible, I would imagine they would want to make a sequel, especially in this like market economy type situation. Like, yeah, they're more inclined to make a sequel. This won't come as a surprise to observant fans, as the game's December 2024 announcement trailer on YouTube already referred to it as PlayStation 5's newest franchise in development. I seen that trailer and I didn't even realize that. However, Naughty Dog's official acknowledgement reinforces the likelihood of future content, possibly including a sequel on Sony's upcoming PS6. Duh, nigga. For those curious, the job listing in question is for a senior melee gameplay animator. Further evidence that the game will have a strong focus. Bruh, we could have looked at the trailer and thought that. Intergalactic is being labeled a franchise is significant for Naughty Dog fans, especially given the studio's recent success, and that's the end of the article, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, there's not really much to yap about. This game is intended to be a franchise, so let's hope the first one's good, because even if it isn't, we're getting more. Now that we're done talking about the big I, Intergalactic, let's talk about a little I. Specifically, 3 little I's, as in the Triple I initiative, talking about indie games. The Triple I initiative will return this year. The new Triple I initiative will bring with it a mix of world premieres. This one I more so want to know when it's going on. When's the date? Previously in, when is it happening? That's what I'm looking for. Coming soon. No ads, no hosts, just games. Okay, false alarm. I thought they were gonna give a date or something like that. I'll look through the article, but I thought they were gonna give a date. Like, bitch, I know it's happening when. Will be announced soon. You'll be able to watch it on its official YouTube and Twitch. Okay, so I mean, I guess it's out there, but I don't fucking know. I thought I was gonna get a date out of this. And for those of y'all watching this live, all y'all have to do is reload the tab. For those of y'all watching this on YouTube, hey bro, click on my channel and go to the next video if you want to see me read these Marvel Rivals balance changes. Actually, where's my water? I want to take a shot of water. Oh, right there.